Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you about the Python programming basics. So I've prepared a document on this. So let's get started. Our first program is like I'm going to teach you about the print statement, how to get the input from the users, how to handle the errors which you get in the Python program. Next will be the types, what are the integers, float, strings we'll be using, and the Boolean data types, and then about the expressions and the string operations. Okay, for this you need a IDE to execute the program. So I have already installed the PyCharm IDE and I have Python installed in my laptop. So I'm going to use the same. Before starting the Python programming, just check the Python in your environment. Yeah, it is already installed and its version is 3.8. Okay, and let's create a new project. File, new project. Python basics. I'm going to use the interpreter which is I've installed in this drive. Yeah. You can use the PyCharm or Jupyter notebooks for this tutorial. Okay, until the project gets created, I'll teach you about this. So first we will see how to print the data in the console and how to get the input from the user using this input method, and I'll tell you how to handle the error which you get in the Python program and how to resolve it. This is the first step. So let's create a Python file, new Python file. First program. Okay, here let's do a print statement. Print hello world. To run this program, right click, run. Yeah, so the output is being printed in the console. If you want to get the input from the user, name, create a variable and just input, just enter your name and print the same. Hello plus and name. It may be seem to be difficult for you, this one, but I'll teach you what is this program doing. Let's execute. Hello world, enter a name. I'm going to enter my name, Narmada. So it says hello Narmada. So a space should be given, then only hello Narmada will be printed correctly. So see here, hello Narmada is being printed. So it's nothing but here I'm just using a print method, inbuilt method to print the data which I wanted. And here I'm getting the input from the user. So a user should know what to enter. So I'm giving the details what he has to enter here. So I'm asking him the details to enter his name. So I'm giving this in this double quotes. I'm getting the input from him and storing it in the name variable. So after that I'm getting it from him. Then what I'm doing is I'm concatenating hello before his name by using hello plus the name which I got it from him. So this I will be teaching later in this tutorial. So don't worry about this. Okay, this is a basic one. Next, these two are over. Next, we are going to see how to handle the error. So if by mistake, okay, let's comment out this one. Control slash. Okay, sorry. Okay, so if you are printing like this, print without knowing you have written by mistake. The print method name is wrong. Already it shows that it is an error in this function. Without knowing this also, you have executed the program. Let's see. So it says name orint is not defined. So it says this method is not there in the Python. Then you can see and you can correct it using print like this. And if you print, it will execute the program again. So Python here we will not compile the Python programs. It's an interpreter basically. So if you have lots of lines of code, so for example you have a print here, then you going to print again word separately with the wrong syntax, then you are going to do again a print statement. So let's see what the program does. So if you execute this program, Python will first execute the above one. So it is a line by line it's an interpreter, so it will execute line by line code. So these codes are commented. So comments, I'll tell you. So comments in Python is like slash you have to give. So if you comment out any lines of code, the program will not execute this code. So this is a comment in the Python. Next is like it will execute this line and it has print the allow. Then it will execute the 7th line and it has a syntax error. So it will show you the syntax, what is the error. After this, it will not execute these programs. But if you see in C or Java, it will compile the old program and shows you the error, whatever it's there in your program. So if once you correct this program, then you execute this one. See, now it has been. So it is an interpreter program, executes the program line by line. Okay, so these are the things. So I have taught you about the print statement, how to get the input from the user, how to handle the error which you get in the program, and how to comment out the lines of code in the program. And how to do a multi-line comment also I'll tell you. So just triple quotes, give a single line code. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, these. So if you do like this, it's like a multi-line code. So now also Python will not execute these lines and you will not get any output. See, so it's a multi-line comment. So I've told you about this multi-line comments also. So this is the first module which I've taught you now. So next we'll move on to the types in the Python. So if you see in Python, there are two you want to handle. Like many objects are there, but I'm going to teach you about this number and the word. So basically you will be be handling about the numbers, how to get the numbers, how to store it, and how to how to handle the string, characters, everything like that. So in numbers there are two categories, integers and floats, and in word you have strings and characters also. Okay, so in Python no need to define the data types for the variables. Okay, so first you need not declare any variable, so you can directly go and store x equal to 1, and if you do a print statement of this one x, so it will tell you what is this. Yeah, this is 1. So I've stored it in a variable, then I'm printing it. Or directly you can do a print of 2. So if you execute this program, it will just print 2. So no need to store it in a variable and do a print, or you can just print it out in a console. Then this is about the integer. Then so integer can be anything, like it can be a negative number or a positive number. For example, it can be also a negative number. So this is also an integer. So then you have to know about the float. Floats are nothing but decimal numbers. So that can be 0.9. These are the float numbers. And want to know about the characters, so here if you want to print A alone, you have to give it in a single quote or it can be in double quotes. So string here, you can give it in a double quotes or a single quotes. So it will accept in, but the mixture of double quotes and single quotes is not accepted. So like this also you can print. Double quotes within A you can print. Is a character, it's considered as a string here, and print of hello. So these are strings. If you want to know about these types, so there is a type variable, type method. So inside that you need to pass these integers and float and these strings to know what the Python says about these things. So if you run the program, it will tell you the type. So what I've passed is the integer. Now if you want to know about the float, just pass a float number. It will tell you about the float. And if you want to, just a minute, I'll copy this and for a reference I'll put it here. This is an integer, this is a float, and to know about this string, let's do, before this, give a type method. There's an inbuilt method to know about the type of the variable. So if you execute all these things, okay, I've missed a, okay, now, so it says, now you saw the error, what I got is like I've missed some closing bracket. So it has showed me. So you can see this is an integer, this is a float, and this is a string. String, you can enclose it in within double quotes or single quotes. Just a minute. Yeah, you can enclose it within, or if you want to know about this allow, it can be in single or double quotes. So now you will get all the types of this. It is an integer, it is a float, and these are strings. Okay, these are the types which are there in Python. And so if you want to convert from one object to another, so converting of one object to different object, like for example, if you want to convert the float to just say just a minute, okay, these are things which we have learned so far. After this I'm going to tell you about the converting of objects. So let's see that how to do that. Converting of objects. Okay, so here how can you do that is like print, so I'll just int of, give a float number, just you want which you want to. So now this is a float number, this I'm going to convert into an integer, then I'm going to print it in the console. So let's execute and see that one. So see here, so but when you convert from an integer to a float, so sorry, I'm extremely sorry. So if you want to convert from float to integer, there will be a data loss. So if you have seen this 0.8, we have lost it. So this is a but if you want to convert it from a float, if you want to convert the integer to the float, you can do like this. So this is also possible. So you have converted an integer to float. When you convert from, be careful when you convert from integer, so for float to integer, this is this conversion. So this is a float to integer. So there will be a data loss. So you have to remember this one. So there will be a data loss of 0.8. If you are okay with that, you can continue with it. So you can convert a string to an integer also. So how to do that? a string. So, but when be careful when you're converting from string to integer, so that time, see, you can convert this string. It's a string, enclosed a number inside a quotes. So it's obviously a string. You can convert this to an integer, or this float number, which is a string, to a float, but you can't do this type of string to an integer, because it should data which is similar to integer, you can do it conversion, but you can't convert these type of. Python itself will give you an error. I'll show you this code. So I'm converting a string which is similar to integer to a hint. So see, it has converted it. I can convert a float also. Let's copy the same code and convert it to float. So this float, I'll give a floating number. Let's convert and see. Yeah, that's converted. But if you take a string of what I've given an example, so this, let's do this type of integer conversion, it will definitely throw an error. So see, invalid iterates for integer with a base 10. So you can't do the string to be converted into a integer. Okay, I'll comment out this code. So okay, so now I've taught you about how to convert an integer to float, a float to integer, a string which is similar to integer or a float. Okay, yeah, you can convert this same thing. Just a minute. You can convert this same thing to an integer also. Let's do and see. Yeah, you can't. See, I've told you, so it's a float number. So you cannot do it to an integer. So first you have to do it to float, then you have to convert it into an integer. Okay, got it? Yeah, okay, these are the conversions. Next, there's a Boolean data type in Python. So to do that, print of type, know the type. So here the Boolean are nothing but true or false. So this true and false should be the capital, start with a capital letter, capitalization. So when it is a true or a false, the T and the F should be in capital letters. So otherwise the Python will not accept it. So it's a Boolean data type. Similar way, there's a, okay, let's do it. Similarly, there is a false also. False, yeah. Let's execute this program. So it's both are Boolean data types. Okay. If you want to convert this type, let's say, let's check that whether we are able to do it to integer. What is that? So okay, so I'll tell you. So Boolean here, it is a so if when you convert it into integer, it is true equal to 1 and false equal to 0. So when you convert it into a integer, you can know that. See, yeah. So true equal to 1 and false equal to 0. So these are the types which are there in Python. So first, these are things. Next, okay. So far, I've taught you about the print statement, input, error, comments, and multi-line comments. Types I've taught you like number, integers, and floats. For word, it's a string. So it can be a string or it can be a character. So there's no differentiation in Python. Then, so in Python also, you no need to initialize a variable, the data type for the variable. Okay, so I've showed you how to convert from float to int into float, backwards everything. I've told you about the Boolean data types. Now let's go to a expression of a variable. So expression of a variable, expressions and the variables. Okay, variables I've already shown you. So nothing but just assign the value to the variable, and you have to store it somewhere, right? So you have to store the data into some variables. then only you can use it for the further operations. So that's a variable, and expressions are nothing but addition, subtraction, divisions, and these for it's a double slash, so it will do is round off the next nearest integers. So I'll show a small demo on this. Okay, let's see. Okay, print off. For this tutorial, you can use PyCharm, or if you are comfortable with Jupyter notebooks, I'm very much happy you can do that. It will be very useful. Jupyter notebooks. Yeah, you can see this is an addition of all these numbers. So addition of these numbers are equal to 160. Or you can do a simple addition of 1 plus 2. You can see the output. It's a 3 output. Okay, and next, just subtractions here. Just do a print of subtraction of two numbers, 1 minus 2, something like that. It's a subtraction of numbers. Then if you want to multiply two numbers, 2 into 3, if you do, so it's 6. And if you want a division of two numbers, what to say, 6 divided by 3, you want to do it, you'll get the result of 2. Okay, similarly, if you want to divide two numbers of 25 divided by 6, it's a floating number, okay, float, so you'll get it in decimals, because if you divide this one, you'll get 4.1 something, so it has given you a floating number. If you want to round off this type of division, so let's say 25 double slash of 6, it will round off to the nearest integer. So if you see, it has rounded out to 4. If you want to find the power of any number, let's say 4 to the power of, so you have to give a double this thing. 4 square will be 16. Yes, right? So answer will be 16 here. You've got the answers here. If you divide this number, you will get the answer of 4.1 something. If you want to round it off to nearest integer, you can use this division. Okay, these are the expressions and the variables. If you want to store this one to a variable, let's say, okay, let's say x equal to, okay, I'll do a small program for you. Okay, so let's get the number from the, I'll comment out everything is over. I'll do a comment of these things. Okay, let's get two numbers from the user and do an addition and display it to the user. Okay, for that you need two variables, x equal to input of, let's get the, enter the first number, then do a get of second number from the user itself, enter the second number, then print the result of that addition. Okay, addition of x and y. So okay, that's all. If you want to print the result, you have to enter a number, 1 plus 2, you'll get, okay, just a minute. So it has concatenated this one. So before that, I'll show you this one. Store it in another variable, then print this variable. Enter a number, 1, 2, okay, let's convert this to an integer, then or while you're getting the input itself, just convert it into an int. do a typecasting of this one. Okay, just do a typecast and then add it to the way. Well, then you'll get the addition of two numbers. That's all. Just print this result to the console. That's all. Okay, just in whatever we have learned, I've showed you as a small program. That's all. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. That's a string operations. Okay, for the string operations, I've already told you can enclose the string into a double quotes or a single quotes. So I'm going to take an example of this word and teach you how to do all the string manipulations with this string. You can close it with a double quotes or a single quotes, whatever it's your wish. But mixture of those two things, it's not possible. Okay, I've stored it in a variable. Okay, yeah, let's start fresh. Okay, I have stored it in a variable name with the Steve Jobs as my value. Okay, indexing. Okay, if you want, first is indexing. So let's see, indexing. Indexing nothing but if you want to access the indexing. So first, if you want to access the name's first letter, let's say you want to access the S, you can do like this. So just do a print of this one. Let's see what you're getting. So if you want to access the first letters, so it's nothing but these are the indexings. So if you see here, if you store it in a variable, so say you have stored it in a name equal to Steve Jobs. So first letter will start with the index 0 and the last letter will be 9. So these are the indexings how the Python will do. But if you want to access the in between letters, you can do like this. I'll change this one. It's very difficult for me to. Okay. Then if you want to access the last letter, give the index number and just do a print. It's also yes, sorry. Okay, then we'll do a 8th one. Let's see. This is the indexing. So you can access any letters inside the string. Okay, and there's negative indexing is also possible. How to do that, I'll show you. If you want to access the last letter, let's say last letter, do a -1. So negative indexing starts from the last, it starts from -1, -2 until -10. So if you want to do that, let's do a print of this one. Oh, sorry, we have indented it. Yeah, it is accessing it. So if you want to access, let's say -4, I want to access the J letter. So you can do this one. See, the J has been printed. So you can index it from 0 to 9, or you can do next is slicing of a string. So if you want to slice an integer, let's say if you want to call only Steve, or if you want to access the first 3 letters, how to do that? Okay, so there is a way in Python also. Array of starts from 0 till which integer character you want to access. You want to access till E, then give +1 integer greater than what you want to access. So let's say if you want to access STE, so 0, 1, 2. you want it till access to 2, but you have to give one more number extra. So then it will take from 1 to 2, sorry, 0 to 2. Yeah, see, that's 7. So it starts from 0 till you have to give till 3, then only it will access till 0, 1, 2. Okay, one integer greater than what you want to access. Or let's say you want to access till Steve. Let's see what till in what. So Steve is till 4, so I need to give till 5. Just do a print of this one. We'll get Steve. Okay, this is slicing of integer. You can do any slicing. It can be, sorry, it can be reverse. Okay, if you want to access the last, say, let's say name of, you want to access jobs. Job starts from 6 till 9, right? 6 till 10 you have to give. So if you run the program, you will get jobs, right? And if you want to, yeah, these are things. That's all. Slicing of, so indexing, negative indexing, slicing is over. Want to do a slicing of this one. That's all. Then what? If you can, no need to give this. So if you want a name from starting itself, so you can do like this also. Say start from this until the end of 6. If you do like this, it will take from 0 till what you have ended. Or if you want to start with some other, say 3, and you want to the end of this one, end of the string, so it will take Eve jobs. So this type of printing also you can do it. So that I'll show you this one also. Name of colon till 6 you want, or you can, if you want the full string from starting from this letter to the full string, no need to specify the end of the letter. Okay, that's it. Then you want to stride. So there's a method of skipping and getting the letters. So let's say in Steve Jobs, you want to access the letters which are there in the even numbers in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So you can do like those type of printing also. Name of, from, no need to specify the beginning and the end. Okay, so it will automatically take from the start of the string to the end of the string, and how many places you want to skip. So it will start from 0, plus 2 is second place. Let's see, so if you want to, if you want to skip 2 places, let's say, so it will start from 0. 0 plus 2 is 2, second place. 2 plus 2 is 4, fourth place. 4 plus 2 is 6, sixth place. And 6 plus 2 is 10. So 6 plus 2 is 8, sorry. So it will print the letters in those indexes. So let's do a print of the statement. See, it has print S E E B J B, right? So this is the result. You can do like this also, type of printing. Or you want to specify the start and the end of the index. Let's say 0 till 5, and you want to skip 2 places. You can do that also. See, you have given C alone. Got the C alone. So these are the string operations. Then I'll show you about the string concatenation. Okay, string concatenation is nothing, just you are going to concatenate 2 strings. So I've shown you this in the start of the beginning of the course. Print of hello plus my name. So it will concatenate this hello with your user input. So same thing we are going to do. So here I'm going to a statement. I'm going to form a statement with the name plus, and the is the co-founder of Apple. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do a print of the statement which we have created. Yeah, Steve Jobs. So, okay, before concatenating, so take care of the spaces. Okay, Steve Jobs, it has concatenated with is also. So, before that, one thing, give a space to be concatenated with the name. So, Steve Jobs is the co founder of Apple. So, you got the desired output which you wanted. This is a string concatenation. Next, let's see about the string operations. You want to do a casing of the your name. Okay, print. First, we'll do a print of your name. What is there in the name variable? Just do a print. So you have a string, Steve Jobs. So after that, I'll do a upper casing of this name dot upper. There's a function which is there in Python. You can do it if you want to convert into uppercase. See, all the letters are being converted into Steve Jobs uppercase. If you want to convert into lowercase one, not lower, do it. So sorry, minimize the problem. You want to execute that one and see. Okay, see, before uppercase, my name was Steve Jobs, where X and J are caps. After the uppercasing, it has been converted into all letters have been converted into a uppercasing. Now all the letters have been converted into lowercase. Okay, so these are the inbuilt functions which to manipulate the strings. Next, let's see about the replace method. Okay, if you want to replace something, like say in this name, you want to replace Jobs into Smith. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Not replace, I forgot. Okay, now I execute this program. Okay, it has been converted. Oh, just a minute. Okay, I'll store it in a variable and show you. Let's store it in another variable by replacing it. Okay, let's see what is happening here. Is okay, just a minute. I've stored this in a variable. Okay, let's see what is happening here. Is like it is not replacing the word. So what mistake I've made is J. Okay, so you have to give the exact name which you have in your variable. Now we will see. So see, now it has been replaced. So you have to give the exact word which you want to be replaced with what word. So exact word you have to be given and the thing you want to replace it. Okay, so these are the replace functions. Then next, find. If you want to find some letter in this Steve Jobs. So here if you want to find Jobs, just do a print of name dot find Jobs you want to find. So it will return the start of the index where it finds this job. So okay, I'll tell you. I've told you, right? Exact. Yeah. So see that -1 represents that the word is not present in the given string. So if you see here, job starts from index 6. So it says you can find it from the index 6. From there, if you want to do a print, then you find out it. Then you can do like this and do a print statement and checks. Yeah. See, so it will find the start of the index. Okay. So here I've told you about the concatenation and how to convert a string to upper and lower case, and replace function is that you have to give the exact word what you want to replace. Okay, then you have to do a find. If you find method is there, inbuilt one. So you want to find this jobs, it will tell you the start of the index of the jobs, and from there you can print this one. So that's all for this tutorial, guys. This is the basic of Python. So I have taught you about all the print input statements, input data types, expressions, and the string operations. So let's see on the next video. Thank you, guys.